Good morning, everybody. This is Chip. I've got a little presentation I would like to talk to you guys about today. And this one is about closed mindedness is the worst mindset to have. People who are closed minded miss out. They miss out on a lot of things. They miss out on having good times. They miss out on getting a better job. They miss out on being popular. They miss out on great opportunities. Now, why do they miss out? It's very simple, folks. Attitude. As simple as that may sound, there is a reason for it. And it's simple because it's true. Having a bad attitude about everything results in bad stuff happening more frequently than if you carry a more positive attitude. So if you're someone who, when approached about something new and different, are instantly turned off to it, and you shun the people who are sharing the idea with you because they're only trying to help you out, think again before you say anything negative. Okay? Now, of course, a true professional will not let negativity affect their goals or the ability to reach them. Many, including myself, have developed the ability to instantly change negativity into positive energy into a flash of a moment. In other words, we don't let it phase us one bit the way the naysayers want us to. I am not and never will be a scared little puppy, so don't ever expect me to stop doing what I believe in. Let me give you an example of this, a little story I want to tell you about this guy that I knew a number of years ago. I'm not going to say his name, but he was a chemical engineering student, and he was a roommate of a good friend of mine. They were here in Atlanta, going to school, and they had about, oh, I don't know, 13 or 14 roommates who rented this house. Anyway, 12 of those 13 people were very, very positive people. You know, they were chemical engineers, so their job was to come up with chemicals and create things that had never been done before to basically make our world better, right? Well, this one guy who was also in the same major, he was negative. Everything he said was negative. It didn't matter what you talked to him about, he was negative. He was just negative, negative, negative. Everything was negative. It was crazy. And the bad part about that was, he carried himself well. He looked fine, no issues, as far as the way he physically looked. The ladies loved him and everything. But his attitude was just negative. Anyway, after going over there a couple of times and noticing this, he and I went out and got a bite to eat one day. We just stopped at a McDonald's, and I had a little chat with him. And I told him point blank, I said, your job is chemical engineering. Your job is to come up with these new chemical formulas that have never been done before, and that's what you're being trained to do, and that's what the companies that are going to hire you are hiring you for. Is that correct? And he said yes. I said, well, you're a negative guy. Just about every time you say stuff that's negative. And when you go for your job interviews, and they have a positive guy with the same training and a negative guy with the same training, who do you think they're going to hire? The positive guy or the negative guy? The one that says it can't be done, or the one that says I can do this? Okay? Attitude. Alright? That's what it's about, folks. Okay? Now, I market things for a living. I realize that most people can't stand what I talk about. I get it. But is it going to stop me? Absolutely not. Are people going to complain and scream and rant and rave about what I do? Of course they're going to do that. I'm used to it, folks. Alright? And the thing is, I can change that energy like we talked about. So anytime somebody starts jibber jabbering about what I'm up to, and saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't go up, you can't go down, you can't go in, you can't go out, can't. What I do is I drop the T in the apostrophe. I can do this, okay? Nothing's going to stop me. Why? Because I can do this, all right? I don't care how negative people are, I'm still going to do this, all right? They can jibber jabber all they want to, I'm still going to do this. It's not going to stop me. That's how entrepreneurs are different. They have to be. I know I've mentioned the Henry Ford example multiple times. They came up with the V8 engine when it hadn't been invented yet, and his engineers kept telling him, Mr. Ford, we can't do this. There's no way we can do this, Mr. Ford. And he said, I hired you to figure it out, folks. So do your job. They hated him. They couldn't stand him. His engineers hated the guy. But guess what? They figured it out. If he hadn't been on their butts about it, they would have never figured it out, and some other company would have figured it out, and that company would have got the patent. Okay, you see where this is going? Attitude, folks. You have to be resilient. You can never give up. A negative naysayer wants you to go yak, 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 like a scared little puppy. Why is that? Negative naysayers have a mindset where the only way they can make their attitude in their own head feel better and go up a couple of notches is by making somebody else feel like crap. Then they've done their job. Yay! They can feel better about themselves because they made somebody feel like crap. Now, when I encounter a naysayer, they can't stand me because I don't let that kind of stuff faze me. I'm a da-da-da-da type of a guy. So if anybody starts jibber-jabber this, jibber-jabber that, da-da-da-da, I don't let it faze me. Okay? I've been ingrained for that. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've run into a lot of negative, closed-minded, pessimistic ways of thinking in just about every human being on this planet. Out of every 100, there's about 98 who go this way. There's 2 that actually are open-minded. That is not a lot to work with. So yes, you're going to get barraged with people telling you jibber-jabber this and jibber-jabber that. That is going to happen. And the reason I like what I'm doing now so much is you don't have to talk to people. You don't. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. And they encourage you just to do it through the mail. And I have figured out a very, very simple way to do this that is the easiest thing in the world, and it's so good that I'm not going to share it with anybody but the members of my team. And I already have. I've shared it with the two members of my team right now, and we're all going to be implementing this here really, really soon because it's a simple way to make this work. And consistency is the key to anything. You got to stay consistent with what you're doing. So you can't let the people who are negative get in your way. You can't, because they just want to crush you. That's all they're trying to do, so they can get that little ego boost that they need, which is ridiculous, but that's how it works. And the thing is, most people don't realize that I know these things. They think they're just going to come up and go, and I'm just going to, like a scared little puppy. Well, I'm not, man. I'm going to turn around and go roar, okay? Especially if I believe in what I'm doing. So, you know, if you want to be negative, do it to somebody else, because I don't have time for it, man. I really don't. I got a business to run. I do not have time for that kind of wave of thinking. It's just not going to happen. So I encourage each and every one of you to be a positive human being and not let those kind of things get to you and not let negative people get to you, because they're out there to do it. They love doing it because they get off on it. Anyway, you know. I mean, doesn't that make you, I mean, it's sick, that wave of thinking, in my opinion. These people who do that just to get an ego boost. Think about that for a second. They're doing it to get an ego boost. That's all they're doing. They're doing it just to get that little much needed ego boost that they need. And they could be professional and successful in a career and still be that way. There's a lot of them out there. I mean, if you work with human beings in an environment, you see negative people all the time. Why? Because there's so many of them. I wish I could just go swing and turn it around and make it 2% negativity and 98% positivity. Oh my God, think how better this planet would be if that was the case. Jeez, we wouldn't have any problems, you know? But of course, it's not like that. And that's a reality we all have to deal with, especially when you're in marketing. Because marketing is not a fun position. It's not a fun profession. There's a lot of times that it sucks. I'm not going to kid. And that's why people shun from it. That's when, oh, Chip's got another opportunity. Oh my God. You know, they're going to start doing that thing. And doggone it, I'm still going to stick to my guns, man. You know, just because somebody doesn't want me to, or they're concerned about me and all this, and they think that I don't do all my due diligent research when I do my due diligent research on stuff, you know. Yeah, I have failed a bunch of times. I'm not going to say that I haven't, all right? It's part of the learning process, and that's the one thing that entrepreneurs understand, but non-entrepreneurs don't get that part of it. They don't. And they never will unless they become an entrepreneur. Then they'll get it, because then they'll feel it. Then they'll see it. Okay, that's why most people don't like entrepreneurs, because they think about, oh my God, you gotta sell something? You know, the anxiety starts, you know, all that stuff starts going on. This program is done through the mail. Okay, it's done through the mail. I get leads that I get from the company, that I buy from the to the system. And it's great because I figured out the other day that if you spend $35 every 4 weeks, you get about 300 leads, and the system allows you to input about 8 or 9 of them into the system a day. So you'll have your leads to work with. Just work with those leads and keep it simple and keep it consistent. Every day you put your 8 or 9 leads in and get on with it. And over time, everything comes together. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this is going to take a little while to get built up. But the cool thing is, you're not talking to anybody. You're not going, hey, wanna buy this? It's new and improved. You don't have to do any of that stuff. I do these videos because I choose to do these videos. Okay? I don't have to do them. In fact, you don't have to do anything with the program. You can just let the rotator do it for you. It takes a lot longer for that to happen, but there are people who do it and they do get paid. Me, I'm promoting this thing because I see the power of it. I don't care if anybody else doesn't see the power of it. I see the power of it. And I would encourage you to join. And all I'm really asking people to do is just to send for the free kit, read it, and make a decision. It's really that simple, folks. Okay? This is not a rocket science thing. And for anybody who is open-minded, who likes sales, who enjoys it, and appreciates network marketing for what it is, and appreciate mail order-based network marketing where you don't have to talk to anybody unless you want to. I cannot stress that enough. This program is for you, folks. That's why I love it so much. You know, I've done the face-to-face sales. I get coached all the time. I just got another job offer to become a licensed insurance agent. And, you know, I don't know, man. To go to school for 3 or 4 months or 6 months or whatever the hell it is, to have to pay the money, even if the company actually pays that, does the training for you and all that, then you got to take the test, which has never been a strong point for me. I'm not really into tests. I got ADHD and some OCD, a little bit of that, and it's very, very hard to concentrate sometimes, especially when you're inhaling information and vomiting it back out on a test. That is something I've never been good at, you know. But I can appreciate marketing for what it is. I can appreciate numbers for what they are. And I do have intelligence, and I like to use it. Even though some people might look at me like I got 52 heads, I really cannot let that stop me because I'm too busy doing stuff. You know, and closed-minded attitudes, we've talked about it. It's just, there's no point to even having one of those, even though most people have that, and that's very sad about our world. You know, there's a lot of things about our world that aren't great. You read the news. I'm not going to go into anything about what's going on, but I think I can sum up our world with one sound effect. You know what I'm saying? Just in general. Because there's a lot of that going on in our world, and it's kind of sad. You know, everybody's trying to do things, and you know, pot of gold's right here, and here's the car, and there's the brick wall. It's like that. It is like that a lot for people. You know, there's so much stuff going on in our world, like people who try to get a job, or they get a job and there's a promotion coming up and they actually qualify for the promotion and somebody else gets it in the job, not them. That happens a lot. There's a lot of that going on in our world. You know, there's a lot of power plays going on within the corporate world. There's a lot of mishmash going on in the corporate world. Not to mention the low pay. Oh, that's always a delight, right? And people have the nerve to wonder why I do what I do, right? People need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs just to make ends meet. Think about that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs just to make ends meet. Then I show up and say, hey, why don't you try this? Oh, you've got 5 heads, you whacked out nut job, right? See, this is the world we live in, folks. Okay? I'm intelligent. That can be very frustrating. A marketer who's intelligent, it's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world. You know? And it's just one of those things that really makes you wonder sometimes. But anyway, guys, hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I need more subscribers on YouTube. And I'm posting this on YouTube. And then I'm going to post it on Facebook and some of the other social media networks. But thank you for listening today. It's been a nice little chat. Hopefully you got something from my message, and have a wonderful day. God bless.